Hey guys, Ron from the ECOM zone, and I'm back with another video, and the background has once again changed, and I'm currently in Kyoto, Japan. The room is absolutely tiny. So it's a 4-star hotel, but because I actually don't know the reason why, but their hotels are super tiny. The Airbnb we had was great, like it was for 4 people, we had 2 beds, but yeah, the room was big enough. Whereas this room, this is our entrance, right here. It is what it is. That's Japan for you guys. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk about what determines a winning product, because a lot of you guys are probably not profitable because of your products. So let's talk about that. So what does a winning product depend on? So choosing the right product depends on many factors, but I believe the 3 most important variables are the demand, the saturation, and the profitability of the product. Because without these 3, it's very difficult to become profitable. So let's talk about demand first. So market demand is influenced by disposable income and the state of the economy. So the state of the economy isn't that great, which means you shouldn't really be selling products that people want. You kind of want to sell products that people need, or they'll spend money on that first when they get their paycheck. Another way is just selling to the rich, honestly. If you sell products to the rich, they're always going to buy from you. Next is consumer preferences, social media and communities. So if there's any products trending on TikTok, TikTok influencers, they can make restaurants blow up and go viral. They can make products go viral. So it really depends on social media as well. So how much you're selling your products for. Now this is important because if you have a high in demand product but you're setting the price point too high, people aren't going to buy from you. So how to measure how popular a niche is. Use Google Trends to see how often keywords related to your niche are being searched, and identify rising or declining search trends. So let's just say you're searching for dog toys, and you see the trend going down, then of course that's a dying niche. However, I wouldn't actually get into dog toys even if it's a rising trend. The reason being is because of the profitability, which we'll talk about later in this video. Alternatively, you can find a niche on exploding topics, which I've gone through in another video. Really good website. You could literally go through different topics and niches and trends within a category, like, jewelry, health and fitness, etc. And they spot really good trends for you to pick. Then look at how many competitors are selling similar products on Facebook Ad Library, Amazon, Google, etc. It's so simple. Let's just say you want to get into jewelry niche. Then you go on Facebook Ad Library and search the term necklace and see what ads people are running, see what sort of products people are selling, etc. Now let's talk about individual vs market demand. So individual demand refers to the amount of products a consumer is willing to purchase at different price points. So of course, as price goes up, people tend to buy less of that product, right? So for example, how many hoodies will a 20-year-old buy per year at different price points? Now this is affected by age as well, and disposable income, markets, weather, and stuff like that. Market demand refers to the total demand for all consumers in a specific market at different prices. So for every dollar you increase the price of your product, how will this affect the overall demand? And this is why I always tell you guys to sell high perceived value items, or items with an average order value over $50. So that when you increase it by $1, it really won't affect the overall demand. But let's just say you're selling something for really cheap, like $25, and you increase it by $1, it will affect your demand. And that's why you always want to sell more expensive products. This is useful when choosing products, as different niches and products will be impacted by different price increases, which is what I just explained. And for example, you can increase the price of jewelry products by a few dollars and not affect conversions as much as you would if you was to increase the prices of socks. So socks is a low perceived value item. People aren't going to spend that much money on them. So if you increase it by $1, people will spend less. Whereas for jewelry, you can increase it by $5 and it probably won't affect conversion rates because of the perceived value. Next, I want to talk about saturation. There's no point finding a popular niche and finding saturated products that are sold all over Amazon and competitor stores. So I see a lot of you guys trying to find winning products that are so saturated, everyone's been selling them, or they've been oversold like in the past, and you're just trying to sell it. Now, you need to throw that idea out the window because that's not going to get you to profitability. You'll face too much competition and consumers will buy elsewhere. People are not dumb anymore. Let's just say you're selling the flame diffuser because it was successful in the past. People will just go on Amazon and search flame diffuser. It's as simple as that, and you'll be wasting money on ad spend. People will go to your store, they'll add to cart, but then they'll look elsewhere. That's usually the buyer and consumer journey. You want to try and find products that are untapped and have the potential to become winners. Avoid trying to find these so-called winning products that every guru is talking about, or product hunting tools to find those winning products for you. And if there are too many suppliers on Amazon selling the same product, let's just say 10 plus Amazon sellers are selling that same product or an alternative product, then I would avoid running ads for that product that you want to upload to your store. However, you can still list it to your store just for organic sales or just in case someone does buy it. So you need to find a balance of finding a trending niche but unsaturated products to go into your store. For example, you go into a jewelry niche, but you want to find untapped products that haven't been oversold, like necklaces that you've never seen before and you think will do well. Yep, that's another example. And there are plenty of products out there that are untapped and newly added to stores on AliExpress. Guys, warehouses in China are constantly making products and pumping them out on AliExpress. If you don't spend like an hour on AliExpress a day, you're not looking at enough products when you're starting off. You need to spend time just browsing through AliExpress and Facebook ad library and just exposing yourself to all the products out there. Because I'm telling you, there's millions of products out there, especially untapped ones. So your goal is to find these products and be the first to scale them up. Now, last point is profitability per product. Now that we found a niche that is in demand and products that are either already winners or has the potential to become a winner, it's time to ask yourself, how much profit will you make per unit sold? Facebook ads are only getting more expensive, so you need to aim for an average order value of $50 or more, aim for a profit value of $25 or more. So let's just say you're selling an item for $30, but you're only buying it for $3, you're making $27 in profit, then that's not too bad. However, you should still try to increase your average order value. You also want to avoid selling products with a low perceived value. For example, socks. They're just low perceived value items that people don't really care about and won't spend a lot of money on. Jewelry, however, on the other hand, are high perceived value items and people would spend money on high quality jewelry. You want to aim to sell products within a $50 to $100 range, and if you want to go higher than that, you can. However, your consumers will start thinking about their purchases before they actually check out. That means you need to send them abandoned cart emails, abandoned checkout emails, follow-up emails and SMSs, and also run retargeting campaigns on Facebook ads. You also want to increase average order value by upselling or cross-selling products. And that's why I tell you guys to build a niche store where your store has multiple products for your consumers to add to their cart and hopefully purchase. You do not want to rely on bulk sales for the initial $50 target. Let's just say you're selling a cup for $25, but you're like, oh, but let me give them an offer where they buy two for $45 and you're increasing the average order value, right? But the problem is, not everyone's going to buy 2 cups, and most of them will probably just buy 1. And so your average order value will stay around like the $25 mark. And it also depends on how you present your offers and your products. For example, if you're selling a set of jewelry, like the same theme necklace, let's just say you're selling a butterfly necklace, earrings, and a bracelet, they're just all butterfly themed, right? As a single product, and that's what the customer will just buy and get, then it's completely different to selling them individually. So for example, if you have a butterfly necklace, a butterfly earring, and a butterfly bracelet as 3 different products on your website, and you're upselling them, is a lot different because your users might not buy that set. However, if you just offer it as one, then people might be more willing to purchase that. And that way you'll increase your average order value. Now, if your supplier doesn't do that for you, what you can do is message them and ask them to create a VIP link where they'll have all 3 of those products on a product page. And that's why it's beneficial to contact your suppliers, build that relationship, and hopefully you can work with them for many years to come. So why does this matter? It matters because a lot of dropshippers struggle to become profitable at scale due to their low average order value and break-even cost per acquisition. So for example, I've spoken to many dropshippers who are constantly breaking even, but they can't seem to figure out why they can't scale, and it's usually because they're selling low value items like a $30 product with an $18 profit margin or whatever that number may be. Just roughly around there, anything below $50, they're probably selling that product. It is actually quite easy to spot. Whenever I hop on a call, they tell me they're having issues with scaling, and I ask them what their average order value is, and it's usually a low number. That's why they find it so difficult to scale. So let's just say your sale price is $30, so that's what your customers pays you, and your cost of goods on AliExpress is $12, including shipping. Now your break-even cost per acquisition means it's $18, right? Because that's your profits. 30 take away 12 is 18. Now, if your current cost per acquisition with Facebook ads is $15, which meaning you're spending $15 to get a sale, that means you're only leaving yourself $3 to scale. Like, that's just not enough, because when you start scaling, you actually become less profitable and your CPA will actually increase. And after it increases from 15 to 16 to 17 to 18, now you're breaking even and you're going into a loss, right? If it starts going to 19, 20, 21, etc. That's why it's so important to increase your average order value. So unfortunately, scaling ads only leads to higher CPA due to audience relevance, competition, and ad fatigue. So other factors that affect a winning product. So wow factor, will it make your viewers drop their jaw when they see your products? Like, I actually mean that. When they see your product page, will they go, oh my god, I need to buy this now? If they're not saying that, or you're not imagining them saying that, then it's probably not a good product to sell if you're trying to sell a wow factor product. Now, if you're trying to sell a problem solving factor product, does it solve a real pain point, and are people looking for a solution for it? Because sometimes people have problems, but they're not looking for a solution for it. And problem solving products are much difficult to sell because you need to learn a lot about content creation and copywriting, and actually knowing how to sell that product, understanding your users' pain points, etc. Is it hard to find locally? If it's sold in local stores, there's no urgency to buy from your store. So if the product in the US is all over the place, like locally, then I wouldn't sell it there. However, let's just say in a different market like Germany, it's not in their local stores, then there's a possibility that you sell to the German market. Strong visual appeal, can it stop viewers scrolling on social media, or is it just a boring, bland product? Emotional trigger, products that make people feel cute, confident, safe, smart, or in a community sell a lot better than products that don't trigger any emotion. So before I end this video, I just want to include a bonus slide. You can find the best product in the world to sell, but if your ad creatives are terrible and how you position your products is wrong, then it'll be difficult to sell. You want to find influencers to model for your product photos and ad creatives. Now you can find these influencers on TikTok and Instagram, and you could build up that brand image so your consumers feel like they're buying from an actual brand and not a dropshipping brand. You want to focus on improving your content creation game and copywriting skills, and you want to dedicate a lot of time to this, because remember, when you're running ads, you're pouring money into these ad creatives. So if you're not spending time on your ad creatives, then you need to. You want to test a variety of ad creatives, angles, influencers, ad formats. You also want to test different ages for your influencers, different races, different genders, etc. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it valuable. If you did, smash that like button. And if you need me to make a video on a topic that I haven't discussed before, just drop it in the comment section below. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more content, and peace.